The same day repeated for 1,000 years. Chinga replied with a smirk. There are so many people who want to sabotage the Liu family. Do we really need to investigate every little incident? Wu Chen thought. She has no direct conflict with Ding Ruilong. Now that nothing happened, she naturally does not want to get involved. He said, "It is fine, as long as you are okay with it. But since you came here, why not be the village's townkeeper?" Chinga laughed. "You are doing this to prevent a conflict between the Liu and Li families? Ha! I will do it your way." 1 month later, a banner hung overhead. Transgression of the Song Dynasty's Noodle King. Production rap boss Mao said to Wu Chen, "Mr. Wu, the production has finally wrapped up. It is all thanks to you being here." Wu Chen asked, "Mr. Mao, where is the third mistress?" Boss Mao replied, "I heard she is celebrating alone inside her room." Wu Chen said, "I will go call her. We need to take a group photo later. It will be used for the newspaper tomorrow." Suddenly, Xiao Yi's voice echoed down the hallway. "Ah, do not, do not." Wu Chen froze. Xiao Yi's voice. He heard her shout again, "What are you doing? Please stop it." Wu Chen thought, it is really him. He rushed to the room and kicked the door open. "How much wine did you drink, you lecherous brat?" he shouted. Xiao Yi was holding the face of a fat man, desperately pushing him away. Wu Chen kicked the man off of her. Xiao Yi, trembling, cried out, "Mr. Wu." Sobbed Wu Chen said, "I am sorry. Our security operations are still not good enough. This kind of incident will never happen again in our company." He picked up Xiao Yi and carried her out. Suddenly a voice screamed, "Fire! A fire broke out! Put out the fire!" Wu Chen's eyes widened. "It is coming from the third mistress's room." He handed Xiao Yi over to a bellboy. "Help me take care of this girl. Also, bring that man to the security guards." The bellboy nodded. "Okay." Wu Chen ran toward Chinger's room. "Where is she?" Inside, he found Chinger sitting on the floor, holding a lit candle. Wu Chen thought, that is why she is still here even after the fire broke out. She is the one causing it. He swiftly took the candle from her. Chinger whimpered, Give it back. Give it back to me. I want you." Without hesitation, Wu Chen struck a clean karate chop to her neck. She collapsed instantly. Wu Chen caught her and said softly, "Third mistress, you are not well. I will treat you slowly afterward." Half an hour later, Chinger sat up suddenly. This is..." Wu Chen sat nearby, holding a chair. "Third mistress, it looks like they are coming for you this time." Chinger, still dazed, replied, "Let us not talk about that yet. With the condition I was in just now." "Did I?" Wu Chen said. "I, Wu Chen, would never take advantage of someone. Besides, your room almost burned down just now." Chinger replied, "There are not many people who dare to try and kill me in broad daylight. The Ding family is just lurking in the shadows. The one who truly wants to kill me in this world could only be the second mistress." Wu Chen said, "Now that they are working together, this incident will not end so easily." "What are you going to do next, third mistress?" Chinger asked. "Do you have a cigarette?" Wu Chen handed her one. She took a drag and exhaled. Huff. "Since our motives are aligned, we will have to work together now." Wu Chen said, "Since you have made your decision, why not cause a little trouble in coastal Green City?" Chinger raised an eyebrow. You mean creating trouble for the Liu family's second young master's project?" Wu Chen replied, "No, they are working with Ding Ruilong." He showed her his phone. To be more precise, this project was given to the Liu family because Ding Ruilong wants to form ties with them. The second mistress and the young master do not even need to lift a finger, yet they will receive 40% of the profits from the project. Chinger asked, "What do you want me to do?" Wu Chen explained, "That project carries a huge risk. It is just that they are being kept in the dark. All you need to do is go back tomorrow and tell them about it. If they do not want to bring shame upon the Liu family, tell them to pull out of the coastal Green City project. After that, I will take care of the rest." Chinger said, "If that is all, then I will wait for your good news." Wu Chen nodded. Then it is settled. "But there is one more thing. I will be taking all the production crew away tomorrow. I do not want your brother creating more unpleasant entanglements with my employees." Chinger said, "As long as you cleanly settle everything else is a small..." Wu Chen called Li Morin. He said, "Father-in-law, I need to go to Pingzhou tomorrow. If possible, I hope you can help me contact an old friend of yours." "A big shot in Pingzhou." Li Morin replied, "Okay, Xiao Wu. You are going to..." Wu Chen said, "Ding Ruilong wants to play games, so I will play with him." Li Morin said, "All right, I will not ask too many questions. Just go and do what you must." Wu Chen sat down beside Xiao Di. "Xiao Di, take the production crew straight back to Modu tomorrow. Arrange for Zhou Yi to be trained in formality and ancient etiquette. Xiao Di asked, Mr. Wu has plans for her? Wu Chen said, if nothing unexpected happens, by the time I return to Modu, you should all have another film ready to shoot. Xiao Di said, all right, I will make the arrangements. Wu Chen continued, your task is important. You need to become a good producer and director. There is still much for you to learn. Mr. Mao will come with me. After we return to Modu, go find Mr. Xiaogu for everything security related. Xiao Di said, okay. The next day, inside an office in Pingzhou, Wu Chen said, Secretary Zhang, this is the tea Uncle Li asked me to bring you. Please try it. The Pingzhou leader, Secretary Zhang, smiled. I am Morin's comrade in arms. Old Li and I are not strangers. If you have any requests, just tell me. Wu Chen said, Secretary Zhang, I know that green coastal city on the east side of town is about to begin sales, but there is something wrong with the project. We need to stop it. If it is not stopped in time, something bad will happen. Secretary Zhang said, oh, what is wrong with it? Wu Chen leaned in and whispered something to him. Secretary Zhang broke into a sweat. There is something very wrong. But, Wu Chen said, now that real estate sales have not yet begun, there is no incident of people getting scammed. The situation of buildings being left empty and the city turning into a ghost town will not happen either, because I will take over the project and redevelop it. But I have a small request that I hope you can approve. Secretary Zhang asked, what request do you have? Tell me. Wu Chen said, I hope that you will allow me to publicly expose the developer's ugly behavior in front of the public. He poured Secretary Zhang a cup of tea. Secretary Zhang chuckled. Ha 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 ha, I thought it would be something else. Just do as you say. Half a day later, a lackey ran in and said to Ding Ruilong, young master, our green coastal city project has been halted. A lot of bulldozers and reporters showed up demanding we tell them the truth. Ding Ruilong frowned. What truth? What are you talking about? Why do I not understand a single word? The lackey handed him a device. Young master, take a look. Ding Ruilong stared at the screen. What are they digging for? As he looked at his Chinese tablet, the lackey said, we do not know. Ding Ruilong shouted in frustration. Then keep an eye on them. At the site, Secretary Zhang said, Mr. Wu, every bulldozer in Pingzhou has been called here. It will take about 3 hours to clear this entire mountain. Wu Chen checked the time. Looking at the time, it is almost done. A reporter asked, Mr. Wu, Mr. Mao, what are you digging for? Wu Chen looked back and said, you will know the answer soon. 10 minutes later, a worker shouted, Mr. Wu, I found it. Another worker said, me too, I found it here. A third added, here as well. I dug it out. A reporter began to sweat and said, this. Wu Chen said, that is right. This green coastal city's green garden is actually a ghost mountain. And green coastal city is being built on top of a graveyard, a reporter exclaimed. Selling graveyard homes as mansions. How wicked. His colleague said, is this something a human being would do? A photographer declared, we must expose these cruel developers, reveal their sins under the bright light. 20 minutes later, hot searches exploded online. The internet was bombarded with outrage and lack of morals. Building homes on top of a graveyard, immoral. Return our money. And developers exposed. Green coastal city is built on top of a ghost mountain. In his office, Ding Ruilong shouted in anger, goodness gracious, someone tell me why there is a ghost mountain there. He turned to the man in his office. Go. Arrange to refund the homeowners who paid their initial deposits. Also, no matter how much it costs, make it look like we had no knowledge of the ghost mountain. Make it appear as though we are victims too. We know nothing about it. We are victims too. Half a day later, Secretary Zhang said, Zhao Wu, you handled everything in such a short amount of time. It looks like you have learned something from old Li, Wu Chen replied. You flatter me, Secretary Zhang. If this is not resolved soon, all future talk of high-speed development will be meaningless. Secretary Zhang nodded. Oh right, Xiao Wu, I have lived in Pingzhou for many years and have never heard rumors about this ghost mountain. How did you find out? Wu Chen answered, this incident happened during the late Qing dynasty. A Taiping general fought a fierce battle here against Qing soldiers. All of them died. Thousands of people were buried on this mountain. After that, whenever it rained, the cries of ghosts could be heard. The residents were terrified and eventually moved away. For the past 100 years, few people have come here. The descendants of those who moved spread the story across many places. That is how the tale survived in my hometown. Wu Chen added silently to himself, the truth is, during my thousands of years of regression, I developed an interest in what was buried beneath the ground. To pass the time, I dug through land in every province. That is how I discovered this ghost mountain in Pingzhou. Secretary Zhang asked. I see. Then how are you going to redevelop this land? Wu Chen replied. I will demolish the garden and build a temple on top of the mountain to worship the spirits that rest here. Then I will tear down all the residences in Green Coastal City and build a filming base here. Every film my company produces from now on will be filmed here. Through our movies, I will gradually draw attention to this place. Meanwhile, in Jing City, the Lu family's second young master said, It is all thanks to the third mistress's inside information. We were lucky to pull out in time, otherwise the fire would have reached us. The Lu family's second mistress added, Chinger, that is right. This family is nothing without the third mistress. Ha 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 ha. Second mistress, we are family after all. The second mistress thought to herself, Look at you. Let us see how long you can keep this up. Just wait and see. Chinger thought to herself, The Lu family is no longer in trouble, but I have now become a nuisance to these two. There is more trouble coming my way. Wu Chen, our partnership might not end so soon. A few moments later, Wu Chen looked at his phone and read a message. Everything is going well. Let us find time to talk again. I want to continue working with you. Wu Chen said to himself. Something interesting is coming up. As he drank and looked at his phone again, the message continued. Specific time? 48 hours later, go to the cafe lounge in Beijing Airport. Someone will be waiting there. 2 days later, Wu Chen said to himself, What is going on? He looked at his phone. The message read, Follow the person across from you. Wu Chen looked up. This... Auntie? The woman said, Get in the car. Wu Chen was shocked and began to sweat. A few moments later, they arrived at a hotel. The auntie said, Please enter. Chinger suddenly took off her mask like in a spy film and said, After what happened in Pengchao, I am being watched too closely by the second young master and his group. I could only meet you like this. I had no choice. Come sit. Both the Lu and Ding families have reviewed that little situation between you and Ding Ruilong. In their eyes, all you did was fool around like children, fighting over a woman. For example, the fact that you got rid of 2 of Ruilong's people, to both families, those 2 lives mean nothing. The reason Ding Ruilong can act so recklessly is because the Ding family elders have a much bigger plan. Do you understand? You know, the best hand that the Li family holds is our high-ranking government resources. That is why the Ding family can bring in the Lai family, the most recently allied Dong family, and the Ma family from Guangzhou. The 4 families have agreed to jointly test and launch a solar-powered futuristic city in Saudi Arabia. People cannot even imagine the amount of benefits this project brings. It aligns perfectly with current national strategies. Wu Chen said, Looks like you have a slight issue with this target. Chinger said, Exactly. In this little project, the person in charge from the Lu family is actually my husband. He got too close to an opposing Saudi Arabian prince, so close that he became good friends with the princess. A photo was even taken during a private meeting between my husband and the princess. It became ambiguous enough for others with malicious intent to use against him. Wu Chen said, Ha ha ha, I do not even need to guess. This must have been the work of the other 3 families too. Chinger said, It was the Ding family. That photo is now in Ding Ruilong's hand. They plan to use my husband's involvement in Saudi Arabia to stir things up. Their goal is to cut the Lu family's share of the project from 30% down to 10%, and to replace my husband as project manager with the Lu family's second husband. Wu Chen said, So what you are saying is that you want me to get rid of those photos involving the third husband? Chinger said, I know my husband very well. I cannot bear to go against him, and I do not have time to sneak around. That is why, Wu Chen, first, you must help me get rid of those photos. Second, cooperate with me again, and help us recover that 30% return for the Lu family. Wu Chen said, Since we are going to cooperate, should you not be ready to hear a few of my conditions too? Chinger said, Go ahead, tell me. Wu Chen said, A set of primetime advertising spots in China costs around 300 million yuan, correct? Our 5 television dramas will air on all national satellite TV stations during prime time. During this period, there will be commercial slots for Huankai Fashion and Senlun Group. Another major policy highlight is the newly constructed film and television base in Pengchao. Chinger said, Your appetite is quite large, but for the Lu family, this is not difficult to manage. So, are those really all your conditions? Wu Chen thought to himself, Dong Yuantao's death in the Dong family, He Shiqin testifying against Ding Ruilong, and the Dong family's retaliation against Ding Ruilong. These are the key triggers for weakening Ding Ruilong and splitting up the Dong family. If the Dong family starts gaining huge benefits from the Middle East partnership among the four families, then the fact that Dong Yuantao's death opposed Ding Ruilong will not matter anymore. The Dong family will no longer stand against him. At the same time, if this Middle East strategy succeeds, then Ding Ruilong could gain enormous funding from the Ding family. If that happens, my current plan using Sister Rong, Brother Lei, Guru Weibo, and the funds I am spending to track Ding Ruilong will not be enough anymore. Therefore, the Dong family must be removed from the Middle East project, and I must rearrange my personnel to suit the new situation. Wu Chen said. Then my other request is this. The Dong family must be excluded from the four-family alliance, and the Liu family must act as a middleman, allowing the Wu family to replace the Dong family in the project. Chinger, confused, said, "What, you want the Dong family out?" She put out her cigarette and said, "This is the closest chance the Ding and Liu families have to unite and fight at their strongest. We, the younger generation, have no say in this." Wu Chen took out another cigarette for Chinger and said, "My condition is simple. The Dong family must be out. I never said you must be the one to do it." Chinger asked, "Can you handle this on your own?" Wu Chen said, "Getting the Dong family out of the way and dealing with the third young master's photos, that is easy enough. You, on the other hand, should think about how to act as the middleman with the Wu family." Chinger said, "Wu Chen, once you promise me that you will complete these two tasks, then we can talk about the middleman role later." Wu Chen said, "Sure." 1 hour later, Wu Chen looked outside while speaking on the phone. "Hey, little Zhao, it is me. Lately, has Dong Chonggang been flying frequently between Huaxia and the Middle East to your 11th district?" Meanwhile, in the 11th district, a club in Ginza, Dong family, second generation in power, Dong Yuantao's father, Dong Chonggang, said, "Today, I ordered another bottle of wine worth 40 million yen. Will little Zhao's mom be coming over?" Xiao Niao Yozhao said to Wu Chen, "Recently, there was a customer who got entangled with others. Why is Mr. Wu following this man's situation so closely?" Wu Chen said, "Little Zhao, I will be direct. I need Dong Chonggang's quotes and statements on the Middle East project segments. Can you help get rid of them?" Xiao Niao Yuzhao said, "Everyone's sacrifice will be significant in completing Mr. Wu's task. How does Mr. Wu plan to compensate everyone?" Wu Chen said, "Since the mission is terrible, then you can do whatever you want." Xiao Niao Yuzhao said, "You agree to this, Mr. Wu. Then I will end this quickly here. Wait for the news." A few moments later, Xiao Niao Yuzhao said to Dong Chonggang, "Mr. Dong, how about we move to a place where we can enjoy our drinks and take our time?" Dong Chonggang said, "Sure, sure, sure." As Dong Chonggang charged toward Xiao Niao Yuzhao, she said, "Mr. Dong, could you please take a shower first?" Dong Chonggang said, all right, I will go." Xiao Niao Yuzhao took the bag of Dong Chonggang and opened his laptop, quickly manipulating and copying information. 3 minutes later, Xiao Niao Yuzhao patiently waited at the bed with a smile. Xiao Niao Yuzhao took out an expensive bottle of wine with cheap wine inside and said, "Mr. Dong, no need to rush. Come, let's drink some wine first." As Dong Chonggang excitedly said, okay. Drink wine, drink wine." 1 hour later, Dong Chonggang got knocked out by the cheap bottle of wine with too much alcohol. Xiao Niao Yuzhao took a picture of him and sent it to Wu Chen. She said, "Mr. Wu, I had to work really hard to take care of it. When are you going to come see me? I need to wait for you so I can give you the information." Wu Chen replied, "After I handle a few things. In about 2 days." Wu Chen looked outside and said to himself, "The Middle East project's confidential quotes will soon slip into the hands of our direct competitor. It is confirmed. The Dong family will be out. Next, I have to retrieve the photographs from Ding Ruilong, but I need to find an efficient way to do that. And I still have to move the ice." The next day, Li Robing said to Wu Chen, smiling at a distance, "Finally, you returned. How many days has it been since you left Hong Kong? Say it. Why did you not even call me once?" Wu Chen came close to her, and Li Robing said, "What are you doing? You better not think I'll just..." Suddenly, Wu Chen kissed her, and she said in shock, "You, 3 minutes later, Li Robing fixed her hair and said, "So annoying. Fine, there is no point in getting angry. Explain yourself." Wu Chen said, "The situation on Zhao Dai's side is being dragged toward Ding Ruilong, so I had to take some time to pull out of the real estate project in Peng Chao." Li Robing said, "Losing that real estate project is not just losing a few $100 million. Fine. Since you are so capable, I will let it go this time. I forgive you." Wu Chen said, "You forgave me just like that? I have not even shown you my true feelings yet." As Li Ruobing was confused, Wu Chen smiled with a bouquet of roses and said, "Here, for my dear Miss Li. During the 1 month and 6 days, We were apart. I never stopped thinking about you. Li Ruobing said, I never thought you could be so romantic, giving flowers and all. Hold on. This is not your style. Tell me, are you trying to trick me again? Wu Chen hugged her tight and said, Ha ha ha. No wonder you are my Ruobing. You are so clever. I really do love you. He tells Li Ruobing the full situation about the 4 big families involved in the Middle East project. Li Ruobing said, So, that is what happened. Now what? Wu Chen said, I need to get rid of the private photos between the Lu family's 3rd husband and the princess that are in Ding Ruilong's possession. But doing that on his territory is not easy. We need to lure him back to the east. Ruobing, let's work together to stage a scene for him. Here is my plan. I will return to the east, party a bit, book a room with a drunk woman, and you will catch me in the act. Even though my previous lovers had major reputations, you never cared. But this time, you saw through my real nature, believing that someone like me, from the city, would always be low class. Then we would have a heated argument and break up. Once Ding Ruilong hears about this situation, he will definitely become a greedy dog, rushing over to win you back and act all polite. Li Ruobing said, Teach. Even if we broke up, he would not follow me. Maybe I should take another look. Wu Chen said, Love, you may think that way, but Ding Ruilong will not. He will assume that without me you would return to him. That is why, Ruobing, you should completely ignore him. The more you ignore him, the harder he will try to get your attention. That gives me more time to take care of the photos. Li Ruobing said, Looks like I do not need to do anything intentionally. Fine. I will agree to this. But once it is all over, I want you to spend proper time with me, Wu Chen said, while hugging Li Ruobing. I will, even if you do not ask. Even though we have not seen each other for a month, I still think of you. A day later, Ding Ruilong slams his table and said, Huh? Ruobing and that guy broke up? Are you absolutely sure? Ha ha ha, good, good. Ding Ruilong said to himself, The opportunity has finally arrived. Li Ruobing, you are still mine. I will go to the east and win you back. Half a day later, as Wu Chen watched from his computer, Ding Ruilong carrying a bouquet of roses and bags of expensive luxury items. He smiled at his computer and said, Ding Ruilong, you really are the greediest dog, showing up way earlier than expected. As Wu Chen pretended to type on the computer and hack the city's hotel registration system, Wu Chen said, Once Ruobing rejects him, he will have no choice but to return to a hotel. Ding Ruilong, let's see where you are staying this time. Suddenly he stopped and said, Found it. The next morning, Monday, August 28, 829, Wu Chen said to himself, A greedy dog will always be a greedy dog. Even after rejection, he still expects breakfast to be served. Screw it, I won't look at any more jokes. It's almost time. System start. As the fire alarm rings, the maintenance boy said, The septic tank is clogged. Manager, the sewer water is heading toward the electrical room. The admin said, Pull the power switch. Cut off power to any electrical devices. As the maintenance boy said to Ding Ruilong, Sorry for the inconvenience, sir. There's been an accident, and the power has been shut off. We will solve this quickly. As Ding Ruilong's laptop was left behind, Wu Chen said to himself, Ding Ruilong, you're too conceited. You think that the things in your hands are the safest, and the photos aren't backed up. Yet you still want to admire the tricks you took from others. As Wu Chen updated Ding Ruilong's computer, Wu Chen said to himself, This is good. That's why I wrote something specifically for your system. Once you click on the Liu family's 3rd husband's photo, the system will use the computer's camera to confirm your identity. When you close the file, the program will initiate, and all the photos will be completely wiped. As Wu Chen went to the balcony, a few moments later, Wu Chen walked downstairs and said to himself, Even if the photos disappear, you won't associate it with the hotel's power shutting down. Once you find out the photos are gone, you won't know how they disappeared. After that, you'll be enraged, and your anger won't look good on a bootlicker. It will anger Ruobing, and you'll have no choice but to leave the East in disappointment. A few moments later, at Wu Chen's car, he looked at his phone and said, Phew, a perfect finish. As he saw an incoming call from Wu Yurong, he answered the call, and Wu Yurong said, You bastard, finally, you're back at the East. Come back home and save me. Wu Chen said to himself, Within these 2 days, Ruobing has to act like she's entangled with that greedy dog. I'll see Miss Wrong first, and maybe it would be good to have a talk and settle the Middle East project situation. A few moments later, Wu Chen said, Ms. Wrong, I have something to ask. Listen closely about the Middle East. Wu Yurong said, I don't want to hear anything right now. It's been over a month. Do you know how unbearable it is every night? I want to use all of these toys at once, right now. As she pulled Wu Chen to another room, Wu Chen sweats and said, but it's still morning, Ms. Rong. Wu Yurong pushed Wu Chen into the bed and said, I don't care if it's morning or night. Right now, I want you to be with me. Now shut your mouth and feel. As Wu Chen sweats looking at Wu Yurong, he said, Later, Wu Yurong said, you're really great, little husband. No surprise that being by your side is so much more interesting. I'll go take a shower first, then I'll show you something later. Wu Chen said, sure. Half an hour later, Wu Yurong said, come here, you naughty guy. As they went to the other room, Wu Yurong said, I haven't seen you for over a month. All I could think about was what you looked like, so I had the design department create multiple autumn-style outfits based on my ideas. Do you see anything you like? As Wu Chen touched the expensive Chinese-made clothes, Wu Chen said, whatever Ms. Rong designs, I like them all. Any set of clothes would definitely be good. Wu Yurong said, stop talking so much and try one on to see how it looks. A few moments later, Wu Chen said, how is it, Ms. Rong? Wu Yurong blushed, licked her finger and said, little husband, I'm already thinking about you. Wu Chen suddenly pulled her close and said, I've been here for a while now and I haven't said anything about business. Let's talk about it first. Wu Yurong said, mustard. And she blushed and said, go ahead. Wu Chen explained how the Wu family is entering the Middle East project on behalf of the Dong family. Wu Yurong said, so that's how it is. But my family's strongest area is in apparel. I can't be like the Dong family, giving up more than half of the family's assets to gamble it away. And most of my money is used to corner Ding Ru along. Wu Chen said, Miss Rong, here's my plan. My company will gradually launch a few projects, with Senlin Group as the sole advertising sponsor. This would give Senlin Group the opportunity to grow. Besides that, Ms. Rong, you could establish an overseas business department and seize the opportunity to enter the Middle East. There's not only petroleum and royalty, but also a vast labor. You can collaborate with Qing Ying again to establish a high-end jewelry brand, offering special products to each country's royal family. With this, it completely erases the problem of not having enough money. Once the Lu family and the Wu family are allied, you could let the Ding, Lu, and M&A families invest in the two brands. Then replacing the Dong family with the Wu family won't be a problem anymore. Wu Yurong said, looks like you've been busy doing big things behind my back during your month away. Wu Chen suddenly put her down on the $1,000,000 couch and said, you're the one getting more and more naughty, Ms. Rong. And he stood up and said, later on, I'll look for Brother Lei to discuss something. Make sure to organize what I've told you well. I'll come to see you in a couple of days. Half an hour later, Wu Chen said, Brother Lei, I've got a little favor to ask you. Lei Cheng laughs and said, what kind of joke are you making, brother? If I can handle the situation for you, you don't need to say more than half a word. Wu Chen said, Brother Lei, I hope my sister-in-law could take a slot and partner with my company's Zhou Yi to shoot a film with 2 female leads. But placing her in a TV show and having her lead new people, I feel a bit embarrassed. Lei Cheng said, Brother, you're treating her like an outsider. Since you've referred to Menying as sister-in-law, she shouldn't be seen as an outsider to you. Isn't putting on a show for you what family is supposed to do? Wu Chen said, Brother Lei, I promise that this show won't jeopardize her acting career. I'm sure it will be a hit, maximizing its impact through topic, word of mouth, and viewership. Lei Cheng raised his hand to stop and said, how many times have I said this earlier? If I can help you, then it's fine. I don't care for any other restrictions. If you keep being this polite, I might get angry. Wu Chen took the teapot and said, Brother Lei, I'm not being polite. Business is business. Brothers still have to get to the bottom of this. There's still some time before Anja fully integrates into Hezhong Media. Before that, I think you could invest some funds in Xiaodi's company, allowing her web series and short videos to have an overseas version, simultaneously entering both local and international markets. As he poured another cup of tea for Lei Cheng said, is it the young kid who came to our house before? Her webcomics are really interesting. Menying recommended them to me, and I'm still watching them. Brother, you're basically giving me money like this. Don't worry. Whenever you say it, I'll follow with the project. Wu Chen said, so, getting the accurate amount of money to hunt down Ding Rulong increased. No wonder you were so worried. Then don't keep hiding it from me. Whatever else you need, just tell me. Once again, Wu Chen explained the situation about the Middle East project to Lei Cheng. As they raised their cups of green tea, Wu Chen said, there's nothing else for now, Brother Lei. Just make sure to leave some time for me. Lei Cheng said, no problem. Half a day later, in Shanghai, Zhuang Xiaodi said, Little Yi, today's training ends here. Let's start to get off work. As her phone rang, she answered and said, Little Brother Gu, what is it? Brother Gu said, Ms. Zhuang, a large client's business suddenly came to us. It's inconvenient to give details on the phone. Bring Zhou Yi to the office. Shuang Xiaodi said, All right, little Gu. As she looked at Xiao Yu, a few moments later, at the office of Guru Weibo, he said, Ms. Zhuang, this is Lin Zong. Lin Zong, it's better for you to say it personally to Ms. Zhuang. Lin Zong said, Greetings, ladies. I used to have a coal business, and it's considered a small family fortune. Recently, I've been interested in Ms. Zhou, from her beauty to her talent, and I have a bold idea. I'm willing to offer $2 billion to sign Ms. Zhou's transferable contract. From now on, I'll be Ms. Zhou's career advisor and manager. I hope Ms. Zhuang won't reject this idea. Zhuang Xiaodi said, Little brother Gu, this was your large business? As Xiao Yi was shocked and silent. Lin Zong said, Miss Zhuang's most recent short film is a hit, but the profit for a single episode hasn't even broken through $1 million. To gain $2 billion, even with the right timing and place, you'd still need 3 to 5 years. I feel you don't need to think about it. Ms. Zhou, in here you're only one talent out of many, but with me you're the only one. I have the resources to help you. Trust me, your development will be better. Guru Weibo said, Excuse me, Lin Zong. I'll have to talk with Ms. Zhuang outside for a moment. Lin Zong said, Go on, come back quickly. And they went outside the room. Shuang Xiaodi said, Little brother Gu, shouldn't we ask Mr. Wu about this type of situation? Gu Weibo gave her a thumbs up and said, We're investing too much into her with little returns, Ms. Zhuang. Zhou Yi hasn't been on board for a month, and she doesn't have any special bond with us. This transfer would give us a pure profit of more than 1.9 billion. I think Mr. Wu would agree with this too. If the company has this amount of excess funds, we can find more inexperienced people, and developing them to Zhou Yi's current level would be too easy. Zhuang Xiaodi said to herself, We'd earn 1.9 billion for Mr. Wu. This way I won't just be someone who causes him trouble anymore. A few moments later, inside, Lin Zong said, Do we have a result from the two bosses? Zhuang Xiaodi said, I think we can. Xiao Yi said, This Lin Zong is only claiming it's for my development, but anyone can see he just wants my body and support. But I'm Wu Chen's woman. Mr. Wu would never agree to this plan. As Zhuang Xiaodi and Guru Weibo were shocked in the back, sweating, Guru Weibo said to himself, Huh? Miss Zhuang? She's Mr. Wu's woman? When did this happen? How come I wasn't informed? Zhuang Xiaodi said to herself, Has this ever happened? I don't know either. Guru Weibo immediately walked outside and said to himself, Then let's not guess anymore. I'll give Mr. Wu a call. A few moments later, Wu Chen said, What? You're asking if Zhou Yi is my woman? Wu Chen said to himself, Last time, Zhou Yi voluntarily sacrificed herself when she was in serious trouble. Would this time be the same? And for my long-term plan, her role isn't small either. Wu Chen said, Mr. Gu, put Lin Zong's plan on hold for now. We'll discuss this further once I arrive in Shanghai tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. I truly appreciate each and every one of you who took the time to watch this video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. If you enjoyed what you saw, consider sharing my videos or channel with your friends who might also enjoy it. Your support means the world to me and helps my channel grow. Let's keep this community thriving together. Until next time, see you in the next video.